Hello everyone, this video is going to be mostly rehash of things I've said before, so no reason to watch it, but I just feel the need to do it. Yeah. Um, I'm going to be doing a video series about the influences of Lamentations of the Flame Princess and, what does Lamentations feel like comparing it to other media? Since I made a big deal about that in the last video, I thought, hey, I should do that for my stuff. And I went to a few movie stores to pick some things up because everything I want to talk about, I want to make sure I can, flash you an actual thing in my hand. And while I was one movie shop, Pieni Lefakaupa, I picked up Censor. It's a horror movie that came out a few years ago. I had heard good things about it, not many details, but I picked it up. I just got done watching it, and it really affected me because, the movie, the main character in the movie, well, the movie takes place early 80s Britain during the video nasties craze, and the main character is one of the film censors who, her job is deciding whether a movie can even be released and what specific cuts, like going through the movie, and it's like, in this scene you need to cut that, in this scene cut this scene half the time. And the way this was portrayed and the way the people were talking as if they're protecting the public by censoring the movies, and how the press makes a big deal about the video nasties that are ruining the moral fabric of Britain. And it's like I know about all that stuff, but actually seeing it as part of the narrative, working from the inside. And the movie is not pro-censorship, but the way the characters are portrayed, it's, from their point of view, they're doing a good thing. And it just really affected me because, well, that shit happens to me these days. I mean, the idea of someone reviewing a movie to see if it's allowed to exist because there were police raids, people were arrested, for having the illegal movies. This wasn't a small thing. And I haven't gotten to the point of something of mine being illegal, although I bet something is somewhere. But like, for example, the drive-through RPG, the past 6 years, everything I release, I have to send to them ahead of time so they can review it to see if it's okay. And sometimes they say, nope, can't have this. Oh, you need to change the title of that. And it's that shit still happens, and it's happening to me. And I'm just glad that this is the sort of thing I was always mad about before it was directly affecting me, just so it's not just me saying, oh, it's affecting me now. But yeah, and it really sucks. And it, if it wasn't me, the situation would be the situation would be a bit amusing, because you can look back on the Satanic Panic in the U.S. and the video nasties in Britain. The movie has a great clip of Mary Whitehouse talking about that she doesn't need to see the movies that she's criticizing and wants to see banned because she knows what they're all about. But it's funny that we look back at these previous moral panics, or like Mortal Kombat, I made a big deal about in a video, all the blood must be gray from the 90s. It's like we look back and say, oh, how silly were these people making a big deal about that? but then people, but you know, those concerns were silly, and we know that we're more evolved people. But all the concerns we have about fictional material today, that's very serious. Like, no, it's the same. It's the same. So yeah. And yeah, or like Free RPG Day. After Vaginas Are Magic, there was one of the other companies. No one's ever told me which one. I presume one of the very bigger ones were going to pull out if I wasn't banned from Free RPG Day. And I found out about this after I'd already completed Eldritch Cock with all the full color art. And the guy running Free RPG Day at the time, uh, basically, I had to submit the production files for Eldritch Cock to Free RPG Day so they could show it to this other company to give approval or not. And that's fucking humiliating. And that's, you know, and there were people that, you know, can't get work for other companies because they've worked for me. It's so watching like the mechanics of that sort of thing in action. Like there's a movie producer that when the main character goes to visit the movie producer, he answers the door carrying a crowbar because, well, some people don't some people don't like him enough that he's expecting physical violence at his door. And it's never been a problem here at my door, but I remember it was 2018. It was even before the big Zach thing. There was a well, even 2019 as well, after the Zach thing, but you know 2018 is when I hired security at Gen Con because somebody with an anime furry avatar had written that like Zach Smith was a Nazi, and that created a big hullabaloo. So I was like, okay, I'm going to hire security for Gen Con. Of course, nothing happened. But then the next year, after the big Zach stuff broke with Mandy, I was, you know, again, I didn't know what sort of problems. So my girlfriend at the time, she came with me to help out at the booth, and we had contingency plans. If there's a problem, if there's violence, here's the plan. You go this, you go that, and you know, she insisted because, you know, she knew full well what the situation was and then how I was public enemy number 2 in the industry. Uh, you know, I had to go, you know, because you have to buy insurance to get a booth at Gen Con. And so she made me go to the vendor relations and ask if, you know, there's violence at the booth and we get hurt, does the insurance cover that? Which the answer is yes, but that's a hell of a thing to have to ask. You know, there's been problems like at Dragon Meet, me with another publisher. The organizer has to give us both talkings to. You know, I don't want anything to do with the other people, but you know, the other people have fucked with me before, not in person physically, but so you know, seeing like the actual thing. I know it's fictional, but like seeing the process from the inside, even in a fictional context, is it just makes me sick. It gave me a real bad fucking feeling, and yeah, just needed to do some video therapy to process that. But I do highly recommend the movie. I mean, not just for that. I mean, it's a good movie otherwise as well. Yeah, and then hopefully within a week or two I'll start that start that video series I talked about. We're going to cover books, we're going to cover music, we're going to cover movies, and you know, hopefully that'll be more uplifting and yeah, positive than this sort of thing. And yeah. Oh, included in one of the, I've got a listing of like what I want to cover. One of the things is going to be doom metal. And so I know if I'm making a video like this, there's going to be that one person that wants to like repeat the comment. There's nothing less metal than complaining about being a victim. And that is absolutely objectively false, in addition to being a boring comment. Because doom metal, going all the way back to Black Sabbath, there's plenty of "oh woe is me" music in the metal sphere. You know, I mean Judas Priest, Saint Vitus, plenty of stuff. The "oh woe is me" kind of thing is well established in metal, so you can save that. You can stick that comment right up your butt. Right up your butt. Yeah, so that's it. Just wanted to talk about that, and there's going to be more positive, yes, videos to come. And yeah, see you next time.